Hello, my name is Dan McDonald. I'm the Life Regenerator here on YouTube, and I want to thank you for joining me for today's episode of the Life Regenerator Show. Today I've got some raw food recipes for kids. This is a 2-for-1 video. If somebody would do me a favor and transcribe these recipes down below, that would be awesome, so the kids of all ages can copy and paste this and put this away for later in case they need a snack. So a mom on Facebook said, "Hey Dan, do you have any recipes for 3-year-old kids?" And of course I have recipes for 1 years old, 2 years old, 3 years old, 4 years old, 5 years old, 6 years old, 7 years old, 8 years old, 9 years old, 10 years old, 11, 12, 13, should I keep going? All the way up to 120 years old. I got raw food recipes, okay? This is a beautiful, simple, basic, easy, delicious recipe, okay? And I bet your kids are going to love it of all ages, but specifically designed for a 3-year-old, since that was the request from the mom on Facebook, and I'm happy to serve. So let's just get started. I've got an organic apple here, and I'm going to cut the core off. Organic food, very important. Okay, a lot of people don't realize the importance of organics. The reason why I like organics so much is not only are they generally free from larger amounts of pesticides, but they are also generally more mineral dense. This isn't always the case, but for the most part, organic farming practices do replenish the soil so that there's more minerals in the food. The more minerals there are, the more satiated you are. Sometimes people think that calories satiate you. You will find out that the more mineral dense the food is that you eat, the less you'll need to eat, because it's the minerals in the food that cause people to have an appetite. As you may or may not know, minerals are the biocatalyst to enzyme function. And enzymes run every single activity in the human organism. So when there's a mineral deficiency, there's an enzyme deficiency. And when there's an enzyme deficiency, the systems in the body begin to shut down. Glands stop producing their hormones and steroids, and the system begins to slow. So we want high mineral, high enzyme, raw living foods diet for our children and for ourselves. Now it's a darn shame what we're doing to our children in the public school system. We need to spend less on books and more on food. And we need to promote creativity instead of promoting so much data and facts. That's just my personal opinion about the situation. We need to spend more money on their healthy foods than we do on their books. Okay, it's very important that children are healthy. They're starting to take physical education out of the schools. They never did ever spend more than $1.50 per child. We need to be spending about $5 per child for lunch. We need to start prioritizing on the children. They are the future, okay? Now for us that are in my generation, I mean, we had white milk and all kinds of strange food. And we wondered why there was behavioral disorders, ADD, and lethargy, and hyperactivity. Well, it's quite simple to understand once you begin to understand health, colorants, additives, preservatives, gluten, and its effects on the human organism, sugar, and the homogenized pasteurized dairy products. So in other words, we're feeding our kids crap, and then we're expecting them to perform, and when they don't, we fail them. So we fail them, and then we fail them. Do you understand? And I have firsthand experience with this, because I know. They don't know what to do with the champion kids. Now this isn't true everywhere, but in general, we are really doing a disservice to our children, and we really need to wake up, and we really need to start taking better care of our kids, feeding them better and letting them play outside more, and fueling their creativity and passion as individuals, instead of trying to sardine can them and put Johnny and Susie and Bobby and Mike all in the same boat, okay? We need to quit failing our children, and then once we fail them, and we put an F on their paper. And that's just wrong, because we're the ones who are ignorant. We're not feeding them properly so that they can have proper brain function, sit still, be intelligent, and calm. And we're having the Coke machine and the candy, and you see the kids pull out the Cheetos and Coke. What'd you have for lunch? Cheetos and Coke. Oh, well, come on, let's go to PE. And they're getting about a tenth of a mile in, and they're dying because we have fed them full of junk. And we really need to do something about that. Please do me a favor and put this video on your Facebook page and share it with your family and friends, just to raise awareness about how important it is to feed our kids well if we expect our country or any children anywhere in the world today to perform. I'm speaking specifically in America. We're doing a very large disservice, but we must understand, and I'm sorry I ramble so much about the video here, we'll get to the recipes, but there might be a conspiracy to really make us sick and keep us that way. I don't know. Call me a conspiracy theorist, but I, for one, I'm going organic. I'm drinking juices. I'm going to take care of myself. I'm going to go outside. I'm going to stretch, and I'm going to be the kid, the healthy kid I never got to be because I was in the imprisonment of the school system, of the ignorance that was passing on through crappy food and a bad education. I'm thankful for it in certain ways, but we can do much better, and we should, and we are going to have to if we are going to survive as a nation. I don't know where this passion is coming from about this subject, but I think the kids are very, very important. My children now are doing much better because I'm able to provide them with healthier food, so we've got to prioritize on feeding our children well. Thank you. Let's get to the recipes, and I apologize if your time is short. But that's an important subject I wanted to cover, and the right people in the right places are going to hear that message. And we may touch somebody somewhere, a school superintendent, a PTA member, or something that gets a bright idea in their head and says, this guy is crazy with a clown wig, but I think he's on to something. We could potentially create healthier, better, smarter children and continue to be able to compete in the world marketplace. Because if we continue to get fatter and sicker and more ADD and more depressed and more lethargic and weaker and less fit, we are going to hit the skids. And as a nation in the USA I speak of, we're going to go downhill real fast. I will leave it at that. Now, this is apple, Asian pear, carrot, ginger, cinnamon, and raisins. So if someone would transcribe down below, I would thank you very much. Okay, apples. And then I'm going to do the same thing with the Asian pear here. This is thebomb.com, and this is for any kids or adults. These Asian pears are unbelievable flavor. I got to just steal one from this little 3-year-old kid. Sorry. No, that's a major party foul. These things are like worth their weight in gold. Man, so good. These are some of the best Asian pears. They taste like gold. Like literally they taste like sweet gold in your mouth. Asian pears are so good. Organic. They're in season right now. Go to the store, get some, make this recipe. Next, some carrot. So this is kind of like applesauce with a twist. I'm going to put some carrot in here, and it's equal parts. 1 apple, 1 Asian pear, equal part carrot. So basically like a half a cup of each chopped. And then I'm going to take some ginger here, and for if you have a finicky eater or you're worried about the visuals, you can just peel it. You can use a peeler. You can use the edge of a spoon to clean this off. The peeler is kind of the easiest, but like for the bigger kids out there, or the adults as we like to call them, I don't like to call them that. Be as little children, you know what I mean? All through the days of your life. And never lose that divine innocence and that freshness in the moment. You're excited, you're making a YouTube video, you're peeling a potato, you're going for a walk, you're finishing a paper, whatever it is, just be excited about it. Be happily joyful. And if you're not, maybe you should really think about what you're doing with your life, because it's like really, really short time here on earth. And you should really be doing what you love with every second, and loving what you do in every second. So I'm going to put the ginger here because life's too short and too precious. And we get programmed, and we really need to unprogram ourselves. And we get programmed from the school system for the mediocrity and think that the only thing that we're capable of doing is pushing some button somewhere or filing papers away. And we have no idea sometimes how much absolute infinite creativity is inside of us to create anything we want with our lives. And you have a gift inside of you, several, that you can utilize and give your gift to the world, and you will be compensated energetically and financially. So give your art to the world, because the world needs your art. Now there's some ginger. If you have a finicky eater, leave the ginger out. And they don't like that. Most kids like the cinnamon though. So I would say you definitely want to leave that in. So just, you know, a 1/4 teaspoon of cinnamon. And then I'm just going to blend that, and it's going to make like a sauce. So it's just a delicious carrot, Asian pear, apple sauce. And it's a darn beautiful thing with some cinnamon in there and the ginger to give it a little twist. Now, try the fresh ginger one time and see how your little one likes it. And then the next time, try the powdered ginger. Powdered ginger is awesome. Okay, I've got some raisins here that I'll add at the end. Now, you can leave it. See, right now, it might be kind of fun. Like, I actually should have showed you step 1, which I could have just went like this, okay? I could have just went pulse, 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 and had it like chunky kind of, you know? And maybe you have like a 5 or 6-year-old. Now, you could have just left it like that. You could have shredded the carrots and left the apples and the pears in chunks and sprinkled the cinnamon over that and then sprinkled the shredded carrots. This is more for the younger ones, you know, for the 3-year-old, because I had that in mind. But you could also shred apples through the shredder blade, shred the Asian pears, shred the carrots, and have like a shredded slaw. And then use your cinnamon and your raisins and your ginger. After that, you could have shredded the ginger too. So this is the beauty of this thing, is these foods here, the apple, the Asian pear, and the carrot, they create a synergy. And any way you want to do that, you could have shredded those and put it on lettuce. So that's another thing, and the raisins and the cinnamon. So it's like a sweet, savory snack. A little sea salt on there if you think that's going to help your kid go for it more. Boom. Now, we've got it a little bit chunky now. So this is more like a chutney kind of. Now we'll go for another minute or two and we'll do like a sauce. So it's more like an apple sauce that you buy at the store. Okay, so good enough, just because I don't edit or anything, so, you know, but anyways, you take that and you just put that there into the bowl, and it just smells delicious and it looks delicious. And if you are going to preserve it for later or something, you could take a little bit of lemon or lime. This is an orange. You could put a little lemon or lime, and it'll store in the fridge for up to 3 days. So you could make an extra bunch, and if you have a kid that really, oh my God, they love it every day, they like to have this after school, you could put a little lime and lemon on there. It'll keep it from oxidizing and preserve it. If they're going to eat it right away, it's no big deal. Okay, next is you just take a few raisins, put it on top. Super fun. Boom, and another little sprinkle of cinnamon if you want. And there they go. You know, that's just a great little snack for kids. I'll give you a close up here and what it looks like. In HD, baby. Focusing in right there. Isn't that cool? So there you go. There's snack number 1. I'll try to hurry through this other one. You know how I get a little long-winded, but I get a really rare chance to connect with you and let you know how I feel about the whole thing that's going to heck in a handbasket with our poor kids, and it's been that way a long time. Some kind of conspiracy or something to keep us down. But we've got to work as individuals and moms and dads to really make sure that our children are getting the best of the best of the best, so they can have the best of the best of the best life. Okay? I am going to move on here. I've got the meat of 1 coconut, and I've got another coconut here. I'm going to make some coconut cream to put on top of the banana and almonds. So it'll be coconut cream with banana and almonds. Very delicious little snack as well. I better get my plating ready here. So I'm going to open up a coconut. Here's my favorite way to do it. There are several ways to open a coconut. Also, what I'm going to show you is what I do is I strain it. Well, let me show you the full process here of what I like to do. I've got my, whoa, there's that Asian pear. I just stepped on it, and I just slid across the floor on that Asian pear I dropped. I said, major party foul, man, right there. Anyways, that was a waste. What a terrible waste. Okay, what I do is I go from here into the pitcher. And I do this with coconuts because I make coconut almond yogurt or other different kinds of dressings and stuff. First, I dump it from here into there because I get some wood chips. When you do it that way, there's other ways to do it that's a little cleaner. And then what I do is I just take the fine strainer here and I strain it. I just want to get just enough because I want this to be some thick cream. Now, what I can do here is I'll show you this step here. Now, you step back. You got a nice cleaver here from the Asian market. And you go right in through. And this is a nice pudding style here. And this is my real hair. See? It won't come off. Let me see. We're going to peel the coconut here with the Coconut Buddy. And then you just watch how easy this is. Now, if you only have a spoon, then you use the spoon. But you scoop that out. See how easy that was? Then you peel off any of the wood chips that are loose. And you've got a nice, people throw out the coconut meat. I'm like, you're throwing out the best part, man. This is like the best fat source in the world. It's like a lubricating source of power. I don't know. It's a strange world out there. Low fat. Just keep your cooked fats low or non-existent. That's the important thing. Relinquish cooked foods if you can to the best of your ability, because I'm telling you, it's the living minerals that get damaged by the heat. And then you know how it is when you eat raw foods, you eat and you get full. But when you eat them cooked foods, macaroni and cheese, pizza, you keep eating and eating and eating and eating and eating, and your stomach's about to burst and your mind is still telling that you're hungry because you are hungry. Because you're not getting any minerals from pizza. You're not getting any minerals from macaroni and cheese. You're not getting any minerals from hardly any of the cooked foods. A little bit from steamed vegetables or something. But the most foods that have been so destroyed by overprocessing, you get no minerals. And what do you think it is that shuts off the apostat mechanism in your brain? So if you're overweight, you need to start working on eating foods that are mineral dense and easily digestible. And you'll start dropping weight like it ain't no thing. You know what those foods are? Fruits and vegetables, baby. Organic fruits and vegetables. And there's a lot of other tricks that you can do. And I'll be making videos in the future about learning how to up your mineral intake. Because I'll tell you what. If one thing made a difference in my health, it was consuming more fat and making sure that I'm consuming more minerals. And when I began to consume more essential fatty acids and more minerals, my health balanced out, my behavior balanced out, I'm more grounded, my energy is consistent all throughout the day. Beautiful. There's a nice balanced synergy for the kids of all ages when it comes to the raw living foods. And you're going to want to have the carbohydrates from fruit. You're going to want to have the essential fatty acids from hemp seeds and nuts and avocados and coconuts. And you're also going to want to make sure that you're getting plenty of minerals from a lot of leafy greens like dandelion and dill and spinach and romaine lettuce and kale. And you're also going to want to make sure you're getting a lot of excellent protein. And if you want to make sure your kids are getting the proper amino acids, bee pollen is one of the most easily absorbable, powerful sources, and it will balance them out throughout the day because the amino acids are important in helping to keep your children stabilized. Okay, so we really need to approach this raw food thing with a balanced mind. The dogma is doing a lot of damage. And so really get educated and find out what works for you, what makes sense. But in nature, we'll find a nice balance. Again, I apologize. Sometimes I want to make sure that people are getting a proper education and at least some ideas and concepts that they can work with so that they can begin the process to improve their health and become health masters so that their family can always stay healthy, their family can always stay happy, and you can have more energy and more life and be more balanced and have unlimited potential. Okay, but when we are in those deficiency states, it can be very challenging to have success on the raw foods. So it's imperative that you continue to educate yourself and experiment on yourself and find out what works for you, and then make it happen, baby. Keep your mind open and learn to follow your intuition and study your mind. For many years, I followed my mind. And I just was never satisfied, and couldn't get strong. As soon as I started listening to my own inner intuition about what this body wants to eat, strength, energy, health, beauty. You know what I mean? All the things that people like. But you got to get out of your head, and you got to get into yourself, and you got to listen to yourself, and you got to find out, and you got to develop your intuition. Okay? That's what you got to do. You got to develop a relationship with your intuition and trust yourself. And ask the deeper questions. Ask and you shall receive. That's how it is now. How should I eat? What do I need to eat to keep getting healthier? What do I need to eat to be stabilized? What do I need to eat right now in order to feel good and perform well right now and perform well tomorrow? Ask yourself these questions. You will get the answers, but you have to learn to listen. It's a very subtle thing. Trust yourself. You will guide yourself. There's an infinite intelligence inside of you, and it will guide you, and it will take you to higher and higher and higher and more expansive levels. It's based on trust and love and faith in yourself, and not putting your faith in somebody else, in the latest craze or the latest book or the latest dude on YouTube who's got something to say, you know. So only listen and take away from this video what you want to listen to and take away from this video. What's going to work for you, what makes sense. If it doesn't make sense to you, then put it aside and don't use it now, use it later, or just put it aside forever. Can you dig it, baby? Amen. Actually, that turned out pretty good. I was going to thicken it up with a little bit more meat, but I think that's good enough. You can't get it too thick in the Vitamix or it won't blend. Now, the thing is, I could throw some probiotics in there just as a bonus recipe. I could throw some probiotics in there right now and make coconut yogurt. I would throw a teaspoon of probiotics in there, and then I would sit that on the counter for about 2 to 4 hours at room temperature and let that culturize a bit, and then you would have yourself some nice yogurt. And you don't have to have the dairy yogurt in order to enhance the probiotics. So many people took the antibiotics, anti-life, and if you take the probiotics, pro-life, it's going to help you to increase the intestinal flora of the healthy bacteria, which will help with digestion and heartburn and gas and indigestion, etc. So that's just a bonus recipe there. That would be the coconut yogurt, and that would be a really good thing. Now, man, I'm long-winded, and I'm gonna make a quick video for the kids. Yeah, right, dude. I'm gonna take the banana here, and I'm gonna make little chunks, little things. Boom, 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 boom. You know, little banana wheels. I don't know what you call them. And I'll lay them out on this plate. I'll just do a few so that we can move forward here in this. Plate up real nice. And these are soaked almonds. These are truly raw almonds. Now, here's something that you can do. I guess I'm educating, and why not? Free education is not a bad thing. I spend my days with the raw foods and many years, so hey, we might as well. I can peel off the peel, and that might be for the finicky kids. Again, Then you take that and can put that on. Now, you can take it just like that whole with the skin on and drop it on there if you want. But, you know, I'm going to show you an example that you can also take that off, and it might be better for your kids. For the most part, if we're really talking about the younger ones, it might be better to take, but these almonds here soaked for 12 hours and activated, oh man, that is going to give your kids power and strength to last throughout the day. If they're out playing or they're coming in, this is a great snack before or after playtime. So I'm just breaking these in half with my hands. You can use a knife or whatever if you need to, and you break these open, and then you just peel off. So I've got almost all these done here. I'm just going to make a little plate here, and I'm stacking these on top of the bananas. Like I said, just boom. If I was an adult, but I'm not, because I'm a kid, man. I'm having fun. Woohoo! This, I would just put it on there like that. Boom, whole, and eat the skin. It's good fiber and all that. Like I said, we're just doing this up for the kids, and I'm going through the whole motion here. A couple of those are breaking a little bit, so I'm not going to have a pretty plate here. Oh, I'll take a picture of this and put it up on my Instagram. If you are not following Dan the Life Regenerator on Instagram, you really should be, because I'm going to be posting some cool pictures. I'm going to go buy a camera one of these days real soon, and I'm going to make some Instagram stuff for you so you can just stay in the loop. I got cinnamon here. I could put that on, but what I'm going to do is just drop a little of this delicious coconut cream, baby. These kids are going to love this. All right. You know, you could also put, oh, that's what I could have done. What I'll do is, as an extra, you could leave it like this if you wanted. Now that's just apple, almond with coconut sauce. Now, put some cinnamon on there. In fact, I'll do a couple different things, variations. I've got some carob here. Again, you could use walnuts in place of the almonds if you don't have them. All good. I'm going to dust a little carob over these here. Just a little, not much, just a little carob. Again, you could do a little bit of vanilla. I've got some powdered vanilla in the cupboard. You could do a little cinnamon. I'll do a little dash of cinnamon. I'm going to give you a visual of this thing. And now you've got just a couple of recipes and hopefully some information that kind of inspired you to eat more raw foods, get you some ideas for the kids. And kids, if you are still watching and you have had the attention span this whole time, I recommend, I'm the Life Regenerator, man. I know what I'm talking about. You can trust me. I'm like a big kid, and I wouldn't lie to you, man. Now, the adults, sometimes they get a little crusty up and down the spine. They're like this, uptight. The Life Regenerator, baby. Oh, yeah. I'm loose. I'm flexible. I went outside to play today, you see? I'm a big kid, and I'm going to tell you, if you want to stay happy, do good in school, excel in your studies, and do good in college, and have energy out at the playground, or while you're playing sports, or for your music, or your art, or your video games, or anything that you're doing. And you want to make sure that you don't get acne, and headaches, and stuffy noses, and runny noses, and have health problems as you get older. Sometimes you think when you're young you can just eat that pizza, drink the beer, not for the younger kids, but you know, those are the teenagers or whatever. But eventually all that will catch up with you. Yes, there's a lot of peer pressure, but my advice to any of the kids that are watching is be yourself. Be smart. Do the right thing. Eat right. You'll be glad you did later. Listen to me. Eat right now. Eat the good food now. And if you can make that choice and be wise and be smart, later on, you will be glad you did. Because when we get sick, there's only one thing we wish we had, and that's our health. You can avoid getting sick by consuming more fresh fruits and vegetables. They're delicious. Organic has more minerals, has more flavor. There's a lot of recipes, and I've got recipes down below. You can click on the link, go to my website. I've got 12 DVDs loaded with tons more recipes like this that are simple, easy, delicious, and you can get educated, and you can make a lot of really great food that's raw, unaltered, unheated, enzyme and mineral rich, so that you can have success in every area of your life. Thank you for watching this video. If you don't think I'm too crazy, you can share it on your Facebook page. Give it a like, a thumbs up. Place a comment down below if you'd like as well. Your positive feedback is always appreciated. And I will let you go now, and I will show you the plating of the most beautiful